Hey there, Danny here. Welcome to my ramblings. I am happy to announce that since the last video that I made, I've received my confirmation. The confirmation that I have finally healed from all of my past traumas. And I'm going to tell you, and I'll keep going through some of the stuff that I've gone through to get to this point in future videos. Because the goal is to build the soul tribe and help anybody who wants to get to their true authentic self and love themselves 100%. If you want to get there, then I'll be giving you a heads up on how to get there. It's not for the weak-minded, that's for sure. When I first started this journey, and I've had a lot that's gone on since this journey started. When I first started this journey, I thought in the beginning that it was kind of hard. It was, I don't want to say it was lonely. I don't want to use the word lonely because I wasn't lonely. I don't mind being alone. I enjoy my own company. But it was, you really couldn't, well, maybe other people could, but I really didn't have a support system that I could have used to help me navigate the waters that I was heading into. So I depended on certain people that I could kind of bounce ideas off of and things like that. And I thought in the beginning it was hard, but the beginning wasn't hard. The hardest part was at the end. And your last step that you have to make is you have to surrender. You have to surrender all of it. You have to let go and let God. You really have to say, I want to finish growing. I want to get to where I need to be. I have to hand this all over. Now, when you do that, this is not on your time frame, and that's the part that's hard to get through, is to maintain and keep your patience throughout, and to remind yourself that this isn't on your time frame. There is a plan for you, and you don't know what that is. You just have to trust and have faith. And that was the longest, hardest part for me, was the surrendering. I can say, like I said from the last video, I have gotten my confirmation that I made it through. I healed from all the past traumas. I've made it, and it feels great. And I thought I felt free before, but let me start off. Okay, so my dear friend Mitchell, he means the world to me. We used to joke in the family that every family needs a Mitchell. Now, Mitchell's not his first name, but my son had a lot of friends that came over, and they were all Tylers. And I said, that's enough Tylers. You can't have any more Tylers because it's just going to confuse me. So he started introducing any Tyler that would come over by the last name. So Mitchell is Mitchell. Anyways, he was in Taiwan for a while, and I talked to him every so often, but it wasn't the same. So he called me yesterday morning, and he's back in the States. So we decided to go out and do some day drinking. We went and shot some pool, and then we came back here to the RV, and we let the dogs hang out outside for a while, and it was, oh my God, I cannot even tell you how much I missed my friend. Over the years, him and I have spent a lot of time together. People his age are settling down, getting married, all that stuff. He decided to go full force to get his master's degree. So he was in college for a while. He worked while he was in college, but he was in college for a while. And then after college, he went looking for a job, which is a full-time job in itself. Anyways, so he's been traveling to other countries so he can get his training completed. And I've missed him terribly. I really have. There's been a lot of times where we hang out just because, well, we don't have anything else to do. So we're like, yeah, let's go do this and let's go do that. And the reason that Mitchell's so close to my heart is because I can be 100% who I am with him. I can be me. And I know there's no judgment there. So we had a great time yesterday. I haven't laughed that hard in a while. Next weekend we're planning on going to check out some a Renaissance fair. We went there last year and had a great time. So it was great seeing my friend. I really needed to get out and start doing things because I've really been spending a lot of time focused on my work and focused on getting through this, finding my true authentic self and learning to love myself. The learning to love myself came a lot quicker than the true authentic self did. But today I was sitting on cloud 9 because I realized since the last video that I got my confirmation. I've made it. It's out with the old, in with the new. The future's bright at this point, and I can't even tell you how great that is. I hope you're enjoying the challenge, but I think you all should get a friend that you can go out and do things with and enjoy your time with them, because that does become important. Getting out when you start on this journey and you're in this journey, there's a lot of time that you're going to spend going through stuff. And if somebody else isn't at that level or higher, they're not going to quite understand what you're going through. The reason Mitchell's dear to me, though, is because I can share stuff like that with him. And sometimes he asks questions or makes comments or statements that kind of make me think, okay, yeah, maybe, I could go this way or whatever. So you all need to get a Mitchell. I'm telling you right now. It's a lifesaver. Anyways, now that I'm on, I know I'm totally rambling, but that's why we named this Danny's Ramblings. Now that I have made it through, now I will still be pursuing the stuff that I've been working on. It's still going to be a big focus, but there's going to be more enjoying life. And I cannot even tell you how great having the confirmation, and I knew the confirmation was coming. It's not like it's not like a psychic ability or anything, or anybody tells you anything, or you're getting told things by whatever spirits or whatever. But it's inside. You kind of know that it's getting close, and the closer you get to it, I think the more, once you surrender, I think the more you get irritated, because you just wanted to get here. You're like, I've been through so much. This has been a long journey. I just want to get through this. And this is your last hurdle, getting to the surrendering and waiting for your confirmation to tell you that you've made it through. I didn't know what that confirmation was going to look like. I had no idea. There was part of me in the beginning when I surrendered, I was eager and excited to know what that would look like. And I imagined, because again, I drive around for, 9-10 hours a day by myself, so it's a lot of time to think. But I didn't know what that was going to look like. And since the last video, I got my confirmation, and I now know that I'm past all that pain and that trauma. And the one thing that I learned from all of this, and this is probably the hardest part, is, and this is why I say this is not for the weak-minded or the weak-hearted, because you really have to truly look at yourself. You have to really look at how things you allowed, or you did, or you didn't do, that put you in the places that you were in and caused the pain that you were in. And for me, the biggest thing, I I had boundaries, but I let them slide at times. I gave people too many chances. I took people at face value. I took them at their word. Trust and respect are earned. And I didn't always wait that time to make them earn it. I would give it freely. In my mind, I thought that if I did, that maybe this person would be, appreciative of it and they'd give back to me. But that's not how it worked. I didn't think that on all of it. But the biggest thing that I had to learn, when somebody would ask me to do something and I didn't want to, if I said no, I would give an explanation as to why. Like, I'm working too much, I don't have the time, or whatever it was that I would say no to. In this process, I've learned to say no as a complete statement. I don't have to give anything else. And if you use just no as a complete statement, people really don't ask you. And I think that's what I was afraid of, was if I just said no, I was afraid that they'd ask, and then I thought that maybe I'd be put on the spot. But that's not how it was. I could say no, and just say no. Nobody ever asked me any further from there. Nobody pushed or pressured or anything. But I tended to get sucked into other people's dramas, things that had nothing to do with me. Because I'd see somebody, and I shouldn't say that I'd see somebody in pain, they would tell me that they were in pain. I tend to have, I don't know why it's this way, but people tend to open up to me really easily. I'm thinking it's just because there's not a lot of judgment. I don't give a lot of judgment. I haven't walked in their shoes. I don't know what they've been through, so I can't really judge. But they would come to me with, the things that were going on in their life and the things that were burdensome for them. And I would, being raised in the Seventh-day Adventist Church, it's really drilled into you that you are a child of God and that you have to be a servant. You must serve your fellow mankind. And I think I took that too literally actually. And I always kind of put myself on the back burner and put other people before me. Now, you should be doing that with your children. And you should be doing that with your significant other, as long as they're a good person, guy or girl. However, I would help these people because I would see a human being in pain, and I would think, okay, well, I'm not there. I can help them through this. What I didn't realize was every time that I did that, I was sucked in, and my energy would get drained. And it would eventually pull me down the road of being too codependent with other people. And I discovered as life progressed, and different relationships I had, not just significant others, but different relationships that I had, I discovered that I was I was being fed a song and dance. I was being given a pity party, because these things that I would help these people with, they didn't need my help. They just used it as a means to make me feel sorry for them so I would help them. I didn't see that. I think there were certain points that I would see it. Now, I don't get sucked into that stuff. If it has nothing to do with me, it's not my job to make people feel better. That's not my job. Not at all. I don't have a problem giving advice to friends and family, and like we're going to be doing here with our soul tribe, but I'm not getting sucked in like I have been before. And now that I know that no is a solid statement and I don't have to give any more, life's really changed differently for me with that. but I can say that I have successfully healed all of my past trauma. Sorry about the throat. Allergies are horrible right now. We've been in drought mode for a while, so the past few months it's just been raining and snowing horribly up in northern Arizona, so allergies are horrible at this point. Oh, excuse me. Oh, so now that I've healed from all my past trauma, the past is behind me, and the future is great. And I can tell you that all day today, while I was out doing deliveries, I thought I felt free before. Not like I did today. Today, there was just a pep in my step, and there was a freedom. Once I realized that I successfully healed all my trauma. It's a great feeling. I can't wait until you get here. If you already are here, feel free to join in conversation or start a conversation in the community area, and we'll go ahead and get some things going. You know, maybe there are people that are at my level or above my level that, you know, want to have some discussions about things. I'm very open to learning new aspects of this journey that I'm on. And if somebody's ahead of me, I would certainly love some information and some ideas. But I can tell you that I'm free. I'm happy. And I can now start to live again. Now that I've healed all that past trauma. And I'm talking all past trauma. We're talking all the way back to childhood issues. A lot of this stuff got sped up after Mom passed. I had been working on it before she got sick, but I think I was stuck. Her passing and all the people that came out and stepped up to help me and my mother through all of it I had never felt so much love in my life. And after she passed, that's how I realized, okay, well, heartbreak really wasn't heartbreak in the past, because, well, this was true heartbreak when she passed. And I never felt so loved in my life as while Mom was sick and passing. And I wanted to chase after that. And I think doing that kind of sped things up for me, because instead of staying stationary, I literally bought the RV. And I was so thankful that I had a couple of months in the beginning of 2020 that I lived with my mom before I came back out here to Arizona. And those 2 months were very instrumental to me getting through taking care of her while she was sick and dying. So I decided that rents had gone crazy, so I'm just going to buy an RV and I'm going to go spend time with my family and my friends. So I had time with them. So if anything happened, you know, because everybody's getting older, people are going to start passing on, and I want to be able to have that time with them like I did with Mom, so I can get through it. I don't think it'll make it easier. I just think it makes it so you have something to hold on to that you had with those people. So I had started chasing after that love that I had felt, and spending time with family and friends was very, very important. I still had to work. I still had to pay bills. My overhead was nowhere near what it used to be. And I think that's kind of what sped up a lot of the stuff for me, was chasing after that and spending time with family. And I can tell you that we all have favorite family members and whatever, aunts, uncles, whatever. And I will tell you that spending time with certain relatives really made a huge difference for me. And the biggest for me was the time that I got to spend with Dad and Mom too. Mom too is my stepmom. We don't consider step in the family. But when my mother was alive, she wasn't really fond of, she was kind of bitter and angry about the fact that I would have a relationship with Mom too. And I kind of felt that Mom too's been with my dad long enough, and she's my mom too. And if I put the two on, then I didn't have to feel so guilty. And if I said Mom too in front of my mom, she'd give me a not happy look, but she really didn't say too much. Because she knew that if she did, I'd tell her too bad. But my most favorite time really was I had the 1.5-hour commute down to Edmond, Oklahoma, from Dad's house, Dad and Mom too's house. And I would come home from work at night, and I would go inside, and I would sit with them and watch TV and chat with them. And then when I had off, because I usually will work on the weekends, and then I'll take off like a Monday or Tuesday or both, Dad would go to work, and then I'd get to spend time with Mom too. And I really feel like this last time there, in October and November, I really feel like I connected with Mom too. I'm really grateful that I had that time with them. So as soon as my son's girlfriend decides to, well, she's having graduation in May. So I'm sticking around so I can be here for her graduation. Her mother passed 3 weeks before my mother did. So I'm going to stick around here for her graduation, and then right after that, I will be hitting the road and heading to Oklahoma sometime in May, and then I will probably stay there until probably sometime I probably won't be heading up towards Wisconsin until more like sometime in July. Depending. I still don't know the date for the family reunion that I go back up for. But I am looking forward. There's a camping weekend reunion thing for people I went to high school with. And there's a group of us girls that are going in my RV and going to hang out for the weekend and enjoy ourselves. So I'm looking forward to that. But I'm looking forward to spending time again with Dad and Mom too. And I get to see my buddy, Jaylee. She's my buddy. I adore her. This little girl, when she was a baby, I would go and visit them on Thanksgiving, because Dad's birthday sometimes falls on Thanksgiving, but it's right around Thanksgiving. So I used to go there every year and spend that holiday and Dad's birthday. And every year I went back. I wasn't there for that long, maybe a week if that. And every year I went back, little Jaylee, even though she was a baby, little Jaylee remembered me. Every year I came back, she remembered who I was. And she's just the greatest buddy in the world. I adore her to death. And she's got a little brother, Sammy, and he is just the most cutest little thing. I call him the Michelin Man, because when he was a baby, he was chubby like the Michelin Man. So I'm really looking forward to going back there. My niece, Megan, which is the mom of Jaylee and Sam, she's found herself a great husband. Mason is a great bonus to our family. And it's nice to see her happy. She's been through some stuff in her young life. But I think she'll be all right. I think she'll turn out pretty good. She's on the right path. She's got a big, kind heart. I love them and adore them to death. So I will be spending some time there, and then I will go back for the family reunion and the class camping trip. And then I'll be heading back to Oklahoma, and I'll be staying there until after Thanksgiving. And then come back out here for a while. There may be a few other trips in between there. I do have to go over to California to help take care of my best girlfriend, who I love to death. my sister from another mother. She'll be going through surgery, so I'm gonna be going over there to help take care of her. She takes care of her dad, who's 92 or 93, and he's got a little like ranchette and a bunch of animals. So I'm gonna go there and take care of the dad and the animals while she gets her recuperation time. And she's got it set up so other friends are coming too, so it's not like a burden on one person. It'll be these people will take turns. So if I go other places, that might be, I do want to make it down to Florida. My uncle or my cousin Craigie lives down there, and I haven't seen him in years, since he was a kid. And I'd like to go down there and visit him and meet his kids. So there's a lot. I want to get out to Virginia, where my college best friend Liz is at. Finally get to meet her husband. I was going to go to their wedding, but they had the wedding when my mom was sick. So actually, I think it was right after she passed. It was like 4 days after my mom passed. So there was no chance that I was going to make it. I wanted to, but that wasn't going to happen. So I need to make it out there. And there's a bunch of other places that I'd like to go see. And I want to go up to the reservation and see my family up there. But I'm free. I'm healed. I'm open and ready to receive. Whatever I'm supposed to be doing, I've surrendered it all. I'm just going along for the ride and enjoying the journey. And through a lot of this finding my true authentic self and learning to love myself, throughout a lot of this, it's been my main focus. I mean, I've gone and done things, and I've gone and enjoyed, time with my relatives. I loved going. My Aunt Linda she's a treasure or something in the little town where she lives, and my other aunt Sherry's there, and so they would have music in the park and some other little things there. So I thoroughly enjoyed going and doing those things and getting to spend time with those relatives. Aunt Sherry's married into the family. She's married to my Uncle Craig. And when I was a kid, and her and Craig weren't married yet, but they had been together for years, she was always my favorite. I always liked her. Some of the people in the family didn't, but I really didn't care. I liked her. She was nice. She always cut my hair, and back then in the 80s when you did the perms and everything, so she'd do that for me. I thoroughly enjoy her company. Her and her sister Tammy are phenomenal. They're great to hang out with and have a good time with. And I can't wait to get back, because congratulations, Cody and Jill. They just had their little baby girl, Lennon. And I'm so looking forward to meeting her. I've seen pictures. She's just adorable. She looks like a very happy baby. Cannot wait to be holding her and giving her some attention. Give them both hugs and congratulations for them making such a beautiful baby. So with all of that said, I have now officially had confirmation that I healed. And let's see where the rest of this journey goes. So I hope you're having fun with the challenge. I will be back Tuesday night. And I have another challenge for you. Kind of is added on top of the one that you're currently doing. You don't have to do the challenges if you don't want, but I just think that if you do the challenges, you're going to learn a lot about yourself, and you're going to start to see the world around you a lot differently. And if you can hear my old dog, Myron, in the background whining, it's time to go to bed, according to him. So I'm going to say good night. I hope everything is going great for you guys. Again, any questions, any comments, any ideas for future videos, or anything else that you want to discuss, feel free to put it down in the comments, or hit it up in the community section. again, I will put my contact information in the description. You're probably better off texting or calling because I don't check that email very often. But that phone is always with me wherever I'm at. So let's continue to build this wonderful soul tribe. Night, guys.